In response, the Trump administration's lawless attempts to steal essentially billions of dollars allocated by Congress to various climate groups, Rhode Island Senator Sheldon Whitehouse is now demanding answers. In a letter to Attorney General Pam Bondi and FBI Director Kash Patel, Whitehouse calls out the appearance of a pretextual criminal investigation, warning this gives reason to believe the Trump administration is purposefully misusing the tools of law enforcement, all to humor President Trump's vindictive political whims. If DOJ and the FBI are aiding and abetting this unlawful plot, it crosses very significant red lines for the agency and its personnel. Senator Sheldon Whitehouse joins me now. I think, Senator, in my own humble estimation, not a lawyer, just someone who covers this day in, day out, this is among the most lawless, egregious, and outrageous things that this administration has done vis-a-vis the rule of law. What do you think?
It's a remarkable tale of a sequence of lawless acts, one after another, compounding each other as they go. You begin with this acting U.S. attorney who has a fixation about this fund that predates him becoming acting U.S. attorney. So then he comes in, and as you described, he asks the career senior supervising criminal prosecutor to open a criminal investigation, a grand jury investigation, to get a seizure order to freeze the fund so that this account he has a fixation of, he can pursue. And she says, I can't do it. There's no crime. There's no evidence of crime. There's no allegation of crime. I can't make up a criminal investigation. So she's forced out of office. So then he goes in himself. Now, if you've been I was the U.S. attorney in Rhode Island. U.S. attorneys extremely rarely go in themselves. It's a huge, unusual, weird thing, particularly when this guy has never been a federal prosecutor. What's he doing going in by himself? And then, having gone in by himself, he gets shot down by the magistrate judge. When I was the U.S. attorney, if we wanted a warrant or a seizure order from a magistrate judge or a federal judge, if we didn't get it, there'd be meetings throughout the office to explain what the hell went wrong here. Yeah. We are under huge obligations to prepare supremely clearly so that we never put a magistrate judge in that position. So you put all of that together and it's just a disaster. And then they continue and they go shopping to other U.S. attorneys' offices after this disaster in the U.S. district. So there's a lot more that's going to come out before this is over. Allegations of fraud are defamatory per se. So this will end up, I think, with civil litigation around defamation and very possibly disciplinary actions by the bar for misuse of the criminal law enforcement process. Watch this space.
Yeah, I want to say that one of the things that is striking here is after striking out, they managed to get these funds frozen. And now, because of the litigation,
by the way, from a U.S. attorney's office in Florida.
Yes, they went shopping, but then they also produced in the early parts of this litigation these letters to Citibank. This is please accept this letter as a recommendation to place an administrative freeze on the account listed below for 30 days from the date of receipt of this letter. This recommendation is being made following credible information received by the Federal Bureau of Investigation. The above accounts have been involved in possible criminal violations, including conspiracy to defraud the United States and wire fraud. Signed by Sean Thomas Ryan, Special Agent in Charge, and Stephen T. Dunn, Supervisory Special Agent. These are coming from an FBI now controlled by Kash Patel. I guess I didn't actually understand. Is that usually all it takes to freeze funds, is a letter from the FBI? I always thought there was necessary judicial process to freeze funds.
Yeah, I mean, what can happen in some circumstances that in a fast-moving investigation where you're worried that the suspect, the subject of the investigation, is going to get wind of what's going on and vamoose with the funds, clear them out of the account, you could put kind of an emergency letter in saying, hey, hold on to this stuff while we, follow up. But ultimately, you have to follow up. It was a 30-day letter. And so when the 30 days runs, back you go. And this is not, as you pointed out, some criminal suspect who might try to abscond with these funds. This is Citibank, which is going to be right there.
And
these
Habitat
are
for
these
Humanity.
extremely respectable recipients of the funds.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the most like honorable group of people on one side, and then this kind of Keystone Cops gong show of criminal law enforcement abuse on the other side. And I just think there's a good chance it comes crashing down.
Your lips to God's ears, Senator Sheldon Whitehouse. Thank you very much for your time tonight. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Chris.